as our protagonists met in the darkened morning at the tavern of the Northlook Inn in one of the more prominent large towns in Icewind Dale. Eric Stoneforth, the dwarf from the south on a pilgrimage to the Dwarven Valley, just kind of in the area. We had Draxius being a Goliath in heavy armor traveling with him for unknown reasons. And having a light meal with two locals, Nick Velmfen Minzit, an elven individual with a knack for artifice, and Severage, or Letters, a human who occasionally does some work kind of in between towns traveling. As you were eating, going through the motions of kind of small talk, uh, a trio of bundled dwarves approached with a proposition. Claimed to have lost a sled of iron ingots in the snow after being attacked by a yeti. Offering gemstone in payment, Eric quickly agreed to help any dwarf from the valley. The rest of you didn't hesitate too much either, wanting to help out and also help yourselves, and payment offered wasn't a hurtful thing. But Haruna, their leader, even signed a contract with Nick Velm stating as much. And before setting off into the dark and cold, you stop by a local shop, the Black Iron Blades, for some snowshoes to kind of help you travel and talk shop with the brother and sister who ran it. Off you went, signing your name off on a list by the sheriff. Not 2 hours into your trek into darkness, you were met by a mighty blizzard. Any sight around you disappeared from sight. Getting yourself situated, you decided not to move from the spot, in case you might get lost in the blizzard itself. The snow raged for 8 full, hard hours as you huddled in. A semblance of daylight did come during this, but it also went just as quickly as this blizzard raged on. Rallying yourselves after these 8 hours, and it seemed to die down, it wasn't long before you came across the site of a massacre. Headless and armless dwarf torso laid frozen in the snow, and the tracks of the sled as well, with numerous smaller snowshoe prints about. And following these tracks, you came upon a group of goblins barely able to pull the sled. Further along, a larger wagon, ramshackle tower atop it, being led by two mighty polar bears. You all noticed the goblins were unaware of their surroundings, decided to just pounce on them. Severus tried to approach the other wagon, but was spotted, causing him to have to hunker down for the majority of this battle as arrows rained down on him from the large wagon. However, at the sled, there was a little bit of trouble for a moment, but you ended up killing all of the goblins around as their leader atop the larger wagon eventually called out for a truce. Unsure about this, you did eventually come to talk to this goblin who didn't even know they were stealing or just scavenging, essentially. They assumed it was just left there, dead body around. But you came to terms. You all took the sled and even took the goblin weapons who had died. Draxius did. And headed back to Bryn Shander, which was a much easier time heading in than on your way out. And that's where we're going to pick up. You four are arriving at the gates of Bryn Shander. And is there anything you'd like to do before approaching? Do you see a couple of huddled, two pair of guards kind of standing watch, lantern kind of beside them, spears out, hauling a sled. That's what you guys are doing.
I'm so ready to be done with this quest.
Indeed. We've been out for far too long.
Yep, that took too long.
Way too long. Took maximum amount of time. But heading back, guard voice calls out, "All right, who goes there?" Because you guys aren't carrying any light in this moment, I don't think. Or Draxi's probably could use some light, as it is dark out. A little bit of glistening from the sky overhead.
Pardon me, guard. It is I, Nick Velm. We have returned from our mission, bringing the misplaced ore we were charged with.
I don't know anything about that. You looking to get a room here? I think I recognize a couple of you guys.
We already have rooms, and we spoke to the sheriff. You can add our names back to the list.
We're staying at the North Look Inn.
All right, all right. Counts you off. Nick Velm. Letters?
Fan Menzit.
I don't need your full name.
thank
That's
you.
odd enough. I don't know these other two. And Draxius was... Draxius. Alright, big guy. Draxius.
Eric Stoneforge.
Eric Stoneforge. Alright, alright. Well, make your way in. Looking to be a cold one tonight. Kind of smiles a
Supposed
little bit.
Always cold up here.
Yeah, that's the joke. Sorry, trying to keep a sense of humor in this dreadful
No, I get
shit.
it. Well played.
Oh, looks like you guys missed the blizzard. There's a nasty one raged through here about 3 or 4 hours ago. Rough.
We did not miss it, good sir. We were out there in it.
Oh, well, you're lucky to be alive. You lose any fingers?
No, I have all of mine.
And you can see they're both these guards. The other one's just kind of like very low and hunched over, bundled up, barely holding on to his spear, and the other one's trying to stand proud. Seems to have a little more meat on his bones. Both human. Like, all right, well, come on, get in. Get yourself to a fire, get warm. I'll put your names back on the list. And the gate
Very well. Have a good
opens up.
evening, and stay really vigilant.
Letting you go into the town of Brinshander, this kind of circular walled town. You would see the faintest bit of light come from different lanterns and fires, but it is still like midnight, so not a lot of people are walking around at this time. In fact, probably no one, because this is probably one of the coldest points of night.
Shall we find these dwarves and be done with this quest?
Can head to the Black Iron. For sure.
That's right, we should probably deliver them right to the Black Iron Blades.
All
Yes,
right.
and perhaps we'll make a little extra coin with all those, well, as shoddy as they are, they're still weapons that Draxius picked up.
You said that we inspected the iron that was coming from it, and it looked a lot purer than what they were.
Yeah, the iron in the delivery seems to be just pure iron ingots. So you guys head to the center of town, or?
Could I pocket one of those iron ingots? How big are they?
Each one weighs 2 pounds, I think. Double check.
Kilo apiece then.
Are you trying to do this on the down low?
Yeah.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
I would probably be against it, especially since I'm out here to help dwarves.
Give me a perception check. Ooh, nat 20
Can
on,
you beat a
on
nat
sleight
20?
of hand.
Ooh.
Oh,
Close.
Oh.
But Nick Velm, you do take one bar. I think there are 200...
600 pounds.
600 pounds and... How many?
2 pounds a piece, that's 300.
Well, it depends if the sled counts as the 600 as well.
The sled weighs 300 pounds.
It's 900 total.
Mm-hmm.
that was a heavy haul.
Yeah. It's a good thing you had giant Goliath with you. But yeah, Nick Velm, you can pocket an ingot.
Do some research later.
Each ingot weighs 2 pounds and is stamped has a stamp of a foaming mug symbol of the Battlehammer clan. You know iron ingots aren't worth that much. Like it's probably worth 5 silver or if that.
Yeah, I'm not looking to sell it. I'm curious about what's going on with this iron, if anything at all, and I want to do more research into it.
Fair enough. So you guys head over to the Black Iron Blades in the middle of town as Nick Velm kind of pockets a 2-pound ingot. And you would
And then takes off his snowshoes and puts them on the cart because
fair enough.
just everything's too heavy.
Yeah, the snowshoes weigh 3 pounds each. So if you're wearing snowshoes, 3 more pounds.
Yeah.
But arriving at the Black Iron Blades shop, one of the larger fires in the center of town from the forge. Forge is still lit. It takes an eternity to light that thing, so might as well not let it go out. You can even see. Let's see which one is out there. Oh. Yeah. You do see the male dwarf out there right now. Garn the Hammer, as he's just kind of like adding some coal to the furnace. Sees a sledge approaching, eyes cautiously, but then kind of recognize all of your figures. Hey! Looks like you did work.
Yes, every iron ingot accounted for, and battled off some goblins that were trying to wrestle it from the dwarves. Looks like they were ambushed by something. Goblins didn't say there was them.
Goblins always scavenging and whatnot. Glad you picked it up before they nicked it, and we're off with it. Otherwise, it might be lost. Glad you made it back. Looked like a blizzard came through a while back. You guys must have been in that for some time.
Yeah, it was a nasty one, all right.
It's quite a harrowing experience.
We don't get blizzards like this down south at all.
Well, leave the ingots over by the forge. Count them in a bit. It looks like it's all there. Good job.
There's some extra metalworks from the goblins that we fought off that Draxius here managed to accumulate at the end of the fight.
And he would
So
kind of
if you'd be
say,
willing to purchase those as well.
and Draxius will say, they are blades. Right. Look like a bunch of rusted crap. I can make something out of them. Give you an extra gold for your trouble. Don't want to put you off on a bad foot, eh?
Much appreciated.
And he'll flip a. It's gonna go to the Goliath.
Draxius.
Yeah. As Draxius would probably insist that it was his claim. I'll give him a gold. Alright, shit. Tell Runa that, she's good to go. She needs confirmation she can come see me, but I think she's still saying it at the Northlook.
That's where we're headed next. Oh, do you happen to have did I say that I left my bag in the room that I was having? Or do I need to purchase a new bag?
Need to purchase a new bag.
Would you happen to have a bag for sale? Something cheap?
Oh, you need a sec? I'll look you over.
Just a regular backpack?
Alright, give me a silver. I'll go fetch you one. A
Can
backpack
you,
or a sec? Be
A
specific.
backpack.
Yeah, that'd be about
A
a gold.
backpack. All right. There you go. I'll toss him a gold.
And he'll wait here a second as he goes back in the shop. You hear some clanging around. He comes back with a backpack.
All right. Thank you kindly.
Yeah, the store's usually open in the morning, but while I'm out here, might as well sell stuff, right?
Exactly.
Well, if you're looking for some real steel, Black Iron Blades has your back.
Absolutely.
We might be
Have a
counting
good-
on you while we journey through the frozen north here.
Yeah, everyone could do with a blade of black iron at their side. Gives a little smile and like a little twinkle as one of his teeth kind of actually is of like black iron, shiny, almost like hematite. You know, that shimmer. Well, get warm. Can't stand by this fire.
Aye, I think we'll do just that.
As he goes in for another shovel of coal and into the furnace.
Well, I don't know about you lot, but I could certainly use an ale after this journey.
I could use a good night's rest.
Yeah, something a little to warm your belly, though, first.
I suppose. If they're got ale to spare at the inn, perhaps they're all asleep as well.
Well, I suppose we could find out.
Heading to the north look. It does seem quiet as you enter the tap room of it. You would notice the human bartender kind of half asleep behind the bar there. And the only two people awake in the bar, you would see Hruna and Nick Velman Severage. You would notice your friend, Jack, sitting there, having a tea probably at this hour because of his tongue. Or like some warm cider or something to kind of warm you up. But you would see Hruna there kind of looking up. And if Tyler, you want to describe your character as you've been waiting after getting sick, hearing that Nick and Severage or Letters went out, and then the blizzard kind of shut down the town for a minute. You're kind of worried about them, or debating heading out yourself, but also hearing they had a Goliath and a dwarf with them, who you briefly saw.
Jack is a human. He is fair-skinned, lots of freckles, bright red hair, a bushy red beard, built decently, not buff but not skinny, and clearly a working man. He's wearing well, right now he's got a coat over the bar, and right now he's just wearing simple farmer's clothes.
Fair enough. And Haruno kind of look up. Hi, look, you lot came back. Everything good?
Absolutely. You can mark that contract paid, and we are. Job is complete. The iron ingots are at the Black Forge.
Excellent,
Iron Blades.
excellent. I was just having a chat with Jack here. Said he knew a couple of you fellas. Told not to go out in the cold. You guys probably got ate by a Yeti. It's been a while. Getting word.
Well, we didn't see any Yetis out there, much to Draxius's displeasure, but we did see a number of goblins that had tried to make way with your iron.
And Draxius
Oh,
would
shit.
kind of comment, I would like to see a Yeti. All right.
I'm sure those goblins were just a misunderstanding. I'm sure you could be able to just talk it out, and you were able to make way with the sled, right?
Draxius
And
would probably say justice was served.
Eric's
A
gonna
number,
slide
a number
away,
of them
slink
were
away.
found.
It was a glorious
I'm-
battle.
Oh, oh, well, maybe glad I wasn't there. I am glad to see that you folks made it back. Uh, I'm Jack. Nice to meet you. And reach my hand out
Draxius
to
will do like the big, like the arm to arm kind of shake and just shake you up and down, essentially.
what a grip you have
Draxius.
there. Well met, Draxius.
Kind of looks around. Draxius looks around and he heads to the bar. As the bartender kind of stumbles awake and starts chatting with Draxius.
I kind of went to the bar too after
Okay.
you mentioned diplomatic matters, since we
enough.
did not do that.
Draxius will follow along to that.
No,
Haruna will say, well, it
Well-
looks like you're in... Oh yeah, payment, right?
indeed.
Well, let me... She kind of reaches in her pocket where she does give you eat, or hands over 4, what kind of gems are they? They're gems. Good gems, too. They are bloodstones. Hand you 4 of them. Just kind of slides them over. Kind of shouts out to Eric. Not shout, but just kind of speaks loud enough to her, kind of like you can hear it throughout. Well, you got a friend with the dwarves of the valley. You should be welcome with open arms if... Yeah.
Aye, we'll make our way over there soon enough. Got a lot of people to help along the way, I suppose.
Oh, probably shouldn't take your time. Don't no rush to go to the valley.
Okay, insight check that.
Yeah, 100%. The nat 20
Second nat
insight.
20.
Again.
She definitely knows something that she's not letting on. Like,
Yeah, something amiss in the valley.
oh,
Seem quite.
no, well, everything's all right. Yeah, we got here with we almost got here with our load. Being chased by the Yeti. No, valley's fine, dandy. And you can tell she's still lying. Yeah, no need for another
Yeah.
insight.
Then why should we refrain from heading out?
Oh, it's just cold. Lots of blizzards and stuff about. They do like to keep to themselves.
I'm gonna kind of lower my voice and be like, "Listen, I know you're not being straightforward with me, and I don't take any offense to that. Everyone has their own secrets, but we are planning on heading that direction, and it would be seen as a kindness if you tell me if there's something dangerous we should avoid there in the valley."
Give me a persuasion check.
Five.
With a 5. No, nothing's dangerous in the valley. It's just dwarves like to keep to themselves. All that.
Well, if indeed we have a friendship with the dwarves of the valley now through you, is there a way for them to know that you have vouched for us?
She'll reach into her pocket once more and hand you a coin with that same foaming mug symbol on it. It is a iron coin. Just flip that over. Yep, there you go.
Thank you very much. Well, it has been quite an arduous journey today. I'm going to call it an evening.
Yeah. Rooms are on me. I told him to leave your rooms open, so it should still be there. At least for the night. Best I could do.
Well, thank you. And I'll reach out and shake her hand, or to shake her hand.
She'll shake your hand.
Yeah. And Jack, I'm glad to see you are feeling better, and I will see you in the morning. I'm going to stop by the bar and hand the foaming mug coin to Eric.
As the bartender is kind of just getting awake, idly pouring some ales to both Draxius and Eric. Keep you warm. Yep. Latest
And I
photo.
would give them. I imagine she gave me all this.
She just kind
the
of slid
gemstones.
him
So
across the table.
I
Yeah.
would. I'll hand them out to everybody on my way upstairs.
So everyone but Jack has a bloodstone worth 50 gold. And some would say gems are better than gold up here because you don't have to worry about carrying them through the snow. And they're worth more.
If only it was 100 gold worth.
Yeah. All right.
So,
Well, Jack, it was good talking to you. Looks like your friends came back. I'm gonna call it for the night. Gotta meet with the Blades in the morning. And kind of gives a nod, chugs the rest of her ale, and heads upstairs. The innkeeper or barkeep, essentially, he's the proprietor of the establishment, just kind of like idly watching anyone who's still at the bar and kind of like half asleep the entire time.
I'll walk past the bar and I'll slap Eric on the shoulder.
Oh, I'm so sorry I missed you back there. Eric Stoneforge.
Jack Diller. I'll shake your hand. Just wanted to say thanks for keeping my bloke safe. Glad
Not a
you're safe
problem.
as well.
All in a day's work, you know. I suppose if you join us, I'll be watching out for you as well.
Gives him a hearty slap on the back.
He kind of shakes a bit, remains firm though.
And Draxius would say, we saw big white cave bears.
We did.
Did you have you seen any weird kind of more faceless creatures with tentacles in the mouth at all while you're out there? Just curious,
Like an illithid?
Oh, that is that what they're called? I was just curious if you've seen anything.
Well, I mean, I don't know what a mind flare looks like, but I've never seen one in person. But I think they have a face.
I've never seen one either. uh, but you have a nice night. I'll catch you in the morning. I'll slap you on the back again, head up the stairs.
As you leave, like Eric definitely has like a pensive look on his face, trying to think of like a faceless beard or tentacle creature.
Yeah, Draxius looks confused after hearing that as well. It's probably cut its head off.
Well, if it doesn't have a face, does it need its head?
And he kind of shrugs. Good point.
Hmm.
Draxius will
And
kind
I guess
of...
you
Yeah.
I guess he'd just be talking with Draxus until they call it a night.
Fair enough. And Severage already head to bed, essentially.
Yeah, as soon as we got paid, he found a corner and just kind of relaxed.
You sleeping in the bar?
Not necessarily on purpose.
All
Just
right. Uh, probably like a couple hours into your sleep, Severage, the barkeeper. Hey, you can't sleep here. You got a room.
right.
Got
Okay.
standards and stuff. Also, I want to get to bed and I don't want to have to watch.
We were watching. You know what? Never mind. Okay.
As everyone does eventually make their way to bed. You get your long rest in, and morning comes. But for those of you that are new up here, morning comes and it's still dark out, just like the day before. But Jack, Severage, and Nick Velm are a little used to this, as it's been some time since it's been like that. But waking up in the morning, coming down for a light breakfast meal, or rather a hearty breakfast meal, is a lot of piled on gravy and like a lot of biscuits and gravy type stuff, or like, but it's not biscuits, not fresh biscuits. It's like day old bread just smothered with like old fat, something to stick to your bones. And
I feel like Eric would be right at home with that meal.
yeah. And coming in, what is everyone's passive perception?
11.
13.
14.
13.
All right. Severage, coming down, you would overhear a group of folks. Where was it? Actually, roll me a d10. Trying to get something to do what I want it to do, but it's not doing what I want it to do. There we go. All right, with a 5. You would overhear, looks to be a couple of hunters folk. Definitely in like thick skins. Telltale sign of like a hatchet at their side, and like one of them has like a quiver. Both human. And it's like, you hear about Dugan's Hole? Yeah, it's fucked up. Sounds like there's winterwolves hunting them down along the outskirts. Big as horses they are. Smarter than normal wolves. I'm not going down there. Now that moose, on the other hand, up in Lonelywood, probably be a better bet. Safer. Could take down a moose. Wolves bite. Moose, you can shoot it from afar till it dies. Or runs. Another one will say, but it's been murdering people. Mooses don't murder people. Oh, apparently they do in Lonelywood, huh? I don't know. We'll just stick to the regular hunting. Rabbits, foxes, like. That's a good idea. That's what you would overhear, Severage.
Okay. Killer moose and Lonelywood.
Mm-hmm. And wolves and
Wolves in Dugan's Hole.
yep.
The giant sea monster in Bremen. Heard that last week.
You did hear that.
And something about a big bird as we got into town, but I don't remember much about it.
You saw what looked like the silhouette of a large bird as the aurora started to appear. Here's kind of a good. Granted,
That is different map of the same area.
it's a different map of the same area, but it's strictly to like the 10 towns. and gives you a little like kind of rough of what each town is kind of how they're organized. But also lakes are almost entirely frozen over right now, or very, very icy. But yeah, you guys kind of having breakfast together. Lighter fare. You would kind of briefly see Haruna and the other two dwarves kind of give a nod as they're just heading out. However, uh, it's just another gruesome day in the Ten Towns. Howling wind coming from outside, bitter cold, foul tempers, snowdrifts piling up on the outside of buildings. Some of them is big enough to bury a herd of moose, so to say. You do kind of, all of you get this feeling that the other people in this tavern seems a buzz about a series of recent killings. You'd be like, you hear about fucking dude got murdered. No weapon. Nah. A couple people questioning, some are ever going to return to Icewind Dale? Another person like, how do we know who's killing these people? What if I'm next? And nothing really breeds fear and paranoia like a murderer with no face. And those of you who have been in town have heard about these, but really nothing has really taken root. 3 cold-blooded murders have been committed in the last month. A halfling trapper in East Haven, a human shipbuilder in Targos, and 3 days ago, actually a glassblower here in Bryn Shander. Each victim found with no murder weapon, just kind of like a hole in their chest where into their heart. Drunken Latin huddled in the tavern really offers no credible ideas if you were to ask them, and they're just as confused as you guys are by hearing about it. They were kind of sitting apart, uh, observing these kind of rumors go around. So you see a elderly gnome, nasty scar across his nose, kind of like nodding along. Looks like she might know something worth knowing. He might know something. Smoking his pipe, eyeing each one of you individually as you come down the stairs.
And sorry, did we each hear the gossip about the
Yeah,
murders, or is
yeah,
that
kind
just
of like
average?
so Severage would have heard these extra rumors because of his more keen perception. The rest of you would hear everyone in the tavern is for the most part talking about that. There was this separate group of like trappers and hunters that were specifically talking about those other 2 events.
Excuse me, did you say somebody was murdered here a few days ago?
Who are you asking?
The person who brought it up.
Uh, be like a halfling kind of bundled up. Yeah, fucking no reason why. It's just a glass blower. Yeah,
And you
found
said
found dead next to his kiln.
and you said that he didn't have a weapon, or the murderer didn't have a weapon.
Well, he's a glass blower. He probably didn't have a weapon other than like tongs and glass. No weapon was found, and it seemed like a weird kind of hole in his heart. That's what they were saying. I don't know too much about it though. It's just that's all I know.
A hole where his heart was.
Yeah. Another one kind of chimes in. I heard someone ate his heart.
Could I look back on like my religion and see if there's like anything that would I don't know, serial kill by eating hearts?
I'll let you give me an
Like,
just a regular I'll let it be religion, but you can give me an intelligence check of some sort.
An
uh,
attack to the heart could either be personal or it could be professional.
I just want to see.
Personal.
Oh.
Oh, go ahead. I'll
No,
just role play.
I didn't know you were talking. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's on you. I was just role playing through the roll.
I
Good, you
gotcha.
got it.
6. Nah. Nothing that comes to mind.
That's quite peculiar. So you were saying there, Jack?
Oh, yeah. A blow to the heart. I would think it'd be personal or professional. Personal, because a loved one right in the heart. And professional, same thing in the heart.
Well, I mean, the sheriff might know more if we are curious as to what led to this.
Very true. I was thinking that it might be ritualistic, but I can't think of anything.
As you guys are
And
chatting,
Well, I believe their rituals around here are to send people out into the snow and be eaten by monsters so that the winter is abated.
Is that true?
That's why we give our names when we leave and come, so that they take a lottery of some sort every full moon, I believe.
Very civilized
Mm,
lottery system.
and
I mean, at least it's random, so I suppose the sheriff himself. I wonder how long he's been on the job and not had his name picked.
well, you would know it's once every new moon, so it's
Once every new moon.
yeah, it's essentially
okay.
once a month, and so it's been 24 people so far, maybe 25. But as you guys are kind of chatting about this, the gnome takes a big puff of the pipe. Hey! Kind of waves you guys over as you're chatting about it.
Yeah. Yes, sir. What can we do for you?
Heard you guys asking about that murderer, huh? Big puff of the pipe.
Yeah, just making some morning conversation.
Ah, you all seem like the kind folk who'd be willing to solve it. Needs fixing.
Well, I certainly would like to put a murderer to rest before he takes any other victims.
And
Me
who
as
might you
well.
be, good sir?
Oh, Hein. Hein Trolltrotter. At your service. Well, at my own service.
Mr. Hine, what's your stake in this besides being a good citizen? I mean, don't we have guards and the like for this sort of thing?
Well, I have a sense of moral decency. And I feel like I've taken it upon myself since the Council of Speakers hasn't even been bothered by it. It's probably not even the sheriff in town. Probably just like, oh, another murder. Don't know why. Well, I have done all of the investigation needed. Just need to find him. Proof would be good, but I think I have all the proof I need.
So you're saying you have a suspect, but no proof?
I have my reasons
Yes.
to know it's him. You see, it's a trading company, mercenary company, Torgs. Followed them for a 10-day. Moved town to town. Quite the devious little enterprise. That's not my concern, though. What struck me is how comfortable Suffolk Caltro was in this weather. No coat, no scarf, no gloves. It's like the cold couldn't touch him. Kiss of the Frostmaiden, indeed. And, well, I have reason to believe that he's doing the Frostmaiden's work.
You think all of these killings are the Frost Maiden's work?
Well, specifically Suffolk. Suffolk Caltro. A charming individual, but works for the small merchant company of Torgs, as I mentioned, owned and operated by a shady little dwarf named Torga. Torga Icefane. Devious name already, right? But Suffolk can get around, travel from place to place. It's charming, makes friends pretty easily. I've seen him talk. He's also Torga's bodyguard. I'm assuming he's good with the blade.
And what might your business be? Like, how do you make your way in this world?
I used to be a bounty hunter back in the day. I brought many a bounties themselves up here to pay penance. Or brought them to trial or what have you. I've mostly retired. But as I said, I feel like I have something needs to be done. And I don't know if I'd be able to withstand get either Suffolk alone or if it came to blows with the entirety of Torg's company. That wouldn't go well.
And I would like to insight check him because he's coming across as very anti-dwarf right now to me.
Ooh.
I just want to make sure it's not like he holds a grudge
Yeah,
against
give
them.
me an insight.
Is Torga
15.
and Suffolk a dwarf?
He didn't mention what Suffolk was. With a 15, no, he doesn't seem like hates dwarves of any kind. In fact, he's speaking plainly, even looking to Eric, making eye contact. So there's not like
Okay.
he didn't say.
Because
Yeah,
I figure
but
Icebane was a
Icebane just
dwarven name.
it is. And Icebane definitely it sounds bad. But Suffolk's a human. At least claims to be. I think he's something else. As I said, servant of the Frostmaiden, if I had to guess. His victims come from the only 3 towns that sacrifice people to the Frostmaiden on nights of the new moon. I guess it's civilized behavior in Icewind Dale. I don't know. Maybe the victims found a way to keep their names out of the lottery drawings. Suffolk found out they were cheating and killed them, doing her work. Can't cheat the Frostmaiden. That's what they say up here. However, you all seem like you're capable, traveled, some new in town. I'm originally not from Icewind Dale myself. I'd easily pay 100 gold pieces to apprehend Suffolk Caltro, ascertain his guilt, and deal with him. Preferably without the authorities. Sometimes they tend to gum up the works.
Not 100% wrong there.
Is the Frostmaiden common knowledge?
It is up here. I would say having any semblance of religion, you would know that she is a goddess of dark ice, essentially blizzards. Oral is her name.
Oral.
But
So you're telling me that this man Sefik has been in each of the towns that there's been a murder in? And how do you know this?
well, Torgs gets around a lot. They go from town to town. They're a mercenary company, helping people, not helping people. Should say that better. Caravans and the like, making money where they can, bullying people. I don't know if Cephic's acting alone or if it's the entirety of Torg's company. I, if if he does have Torg and Icebane involved and supported, then I'd recommend getting him separately. Dispose of him quietly, if it's called for.
And this Sefik is still here.
No. They took out, last I left, would have been 10 days ago. Roll me a d10. Roll me another d10. Can't be a 2.
4.
4.
Because we're in number 2.
Because you're in number 2. Last I heard, they were going out to Caer Konig. Which is the northernmost settlement of the 10 towns.
That's quite the journey. What are they? You know what they're doing out that way?
Really taking merchandise out there. There's, let me double check. I want to say Caer Konig has a castle. That's why it's called Caer. Oh no, it's like a cairn. Probably taking food and supplies. I'm pretty sure all of the docks up there are frozen solid from the lake. It's a little out of the way. I wouldn't rate it as the best of towns. Bryn Shander is probably the best you'll get here.
Would you mind if I take a look at your proof that your investigation that you've taken place? Did you take any notes?
Kind of points to his head. All up here.
I'm
you get
going to open his head.
When I get my mind on something, I remember it. I take focus. As I said, I don't have proof. I just feel it in my bones.
Well, I can't say for my compatriots, but I think I'd be down to go and talk with these people and see if they really have done what you say they've done.
Well, it is past the Dwarven Valley. Maybe I could stop there along the way.
How many people have been killed so far that we know of?
3.
Or murdered?
3 in the last
Just
month.
3? Okay. And where were they murdered?
East Haven.
East Haven here.
Tourmaline?
And no, not Tourmaline. It's the other gated one. Targos? Is it Targos?
Targos.
Targos?
I put a T and I didn't realize there were multiple T's.
Yeah, Tourmaline, Targos,
I
and
abbreviated them.
yeah. And so Targos, Bryn Shander, and the other big one, East Haven. They're the 3 largest settlements in Icerdale. East Haven's pretty
It's an
big, too.
awkward order.
And does this Caer Konig also do sacrifices to the Frostmaiden?
Well, I think everyone up here does some sort of sacrifice. I don't know what Konig... let me think about it for a second. I'll tell you. Carrot cone egg sacrifices something.
Participate somehow.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily
They
people.
sacrifice food. I think one night a month or new moon, whatever. I don't know how it all goes. I'm not with the ritualistic stuff up here. But I think they leave out food and expect a Yeti to take it or something. Or the beasts of the Frostmaiden, or maybe they think the Frostmaiden herself comes and takes it. I don't know. They also don't eat one day a month. Weird.
Hmm. Well,
Yes, I will spell it.
I was way off.
I got his last name.
Oh, it's actually Coucher with a K.
Oh, I did not have his last name. Suffolk Caltro.
But hey, if you're up for making 100 gold, doing a little good around here, make it worth your money.
well, I won't say no to that, especially if we're putting an evildoer to rest
Exactly.
before he can take another life. Nick Velm, why don't you
Yes.
do your thing?
My thing.
What you did with Haruna, the contract, I think you called it.
Oh, the contract. Yes, yes,
No,
absolutely.
I'm not doing any contract here. Bring me Suffolk's head. You'll get your 100 gold. We don't
And
we
if
don't need to
he is
bring
not,
any sort of records into this.
oh, and if he's not the murderer, we get no payment, I suppose.
If he's not the murderer, find out. And then I guess
But then I could just go pick someone. I could go pick someone off the street and
if
take their
he's
head and bring it to you and say that they're the murderer.
if he's not the murderer, bring him to me so I can question him.
Hmm. I do not trust this guy. I'm not saying that out loud, but
It's up to you.
Oh, there's no need to trust him. We just go and
Well,
talk to
He's not
I'm
Seth.
not.
he's not saying out loud.
I didn't say that to the group. No.
Well, I suppose if there's no contract when we run into Suffolk, we can find out, and if so, do we just return here to you and Brinchender?
If you find out, bring Suffolk here so I can question him myself. Or if
Oh,
you
so
get
you just
sufficient questioning, I guess come back and consult me and we'll take it from there.
Would you like to just, travel with us?
As you kind of look down under the table, you can see that he's got a broken leg. Kind of out of it for a little bit. Supposed to go to the church of, I don't know, they call him Lathander up here. Some sun temple thing. Supposed to heal me up good, but I've been going there for the past week. Nothing.
Oh, I do wish you a expedited recovery.
Perhaps the
Appreciate it.
sun has less power here during these blizzards.
Well, there isn't any up here anyway, so that would make sense. Can't find many other temples around. Except for the occasional traveling priest, but I don't know if it'll set right. It's been like this for a while. But
Very well. I suppose the investigation has begun.
I suppose so. Thank you very much for sharing your wisdom with us.
yeah, Don't let me take up your time for breakfast. Make sure to eat. Most important meal of the day, they say. It's cold out. Need something that'll stick to you.
Breakfast ales always do the job.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
And with that, I guess Eric would get some food and a breakfast beer.
Yeah.
And what was his name again?
Hein
Hein
Trolltrotter?
Trolltrotter. You could see he's got like, even though he's got like a broken leg and like a brace on it, he does have like a hand axe and a battle axe kind of sitting behind his chair. And a very obvious like chain shirt under his clothes.
Well, I suppose we have at least one thing we can look into here.
Yes. After we step away, it's like I would make an inquiry of the sheriff and see what he has to say about the murder in this town specifically. Perhaps he knows something, maybe not. But that gentleman was acting fairly suspicious when we brought up having a contract on being paid, and the fact that he was very specifically wanting this other man brought before him for questioning. And I just, even if this man was a murderer, there's something seems personal about this issue for him.
Well, I'm not about to doom a man if he's done no wrong.
Yes.
What are your thoughts, Jack and Severage?
I think
Leave
there's
later this
no.
afternoon. We can make it to Targos by night. And we can be in Tourmaline tomorrow afternoon to head to Lonelywood in the morning. You heard about this killer moose?
Haven't heard about a killer moose.
A moose that
You
kills
have not
people.
heard about a killer moose.
Apparently there's a moose.
Here in
Very
Brinshander.
aggressive moose. North in Lonelywood. Well, probably in the forest around Lonelywood.
Hmm.
Big moose is killing people. That's not normal moose behavior.
Those the ones that have the big fur and walk on the four legs. Roar.
No. Giant antlers, like a deer, but
Definitely antlers.
twice, 3 times as big.
That sounds like a sight to see.
I have seen a couple of those.
Yeah, I
Terrifying
would say,
beasts.
Jack, you've seen some moose around, for sure. And Severage, too.
I didn't know what they were called.
Only seen them in books and artist depictions, and
Are we to
they're
travel
quite
on?
a fear. I suppose if we could get one, it could be quite the formidable mount, maybe.
Yeah, I certainly don't want one eating me.
Moose
I
don't.
doubt they all eat people.
I don't feel like you'd be getting eaten by a horse. I don't know that they're necessarily equipped to eat people.
It'd be very painful with the molars trying to just dig into your skin.
Yeah, they have very flat teeth. I have seen fish with human-like teeth. Very disturbing.
Yeah, well, don't go swimming there in the red waters.
Perhaps like Hein was saying, maybe this moose is touched by the Ice Maiden, the Frostmaiden, and is doing her work as well, killing people.
Yeah, likely some hunters just got too close to newborn moose, but
Yes.
when nothing happens for a while, people start talking.
This can be dangerous.
Well, letters, does your schedule allow us to check out this man-killing moose
Man,
and still
moose.
make it over by nightfall?
Make it over where by nightfall?
Well, he says Tourmaline by nightfall? No, Tourmaline the next
So,
day.
if you wanted to get to Tourmaline from Bryn Shander, I would say Severage, being very familiar with the layout and traveling between towns, you could probably get there in about 6 hours to Tourmaline, and then from Tourmaline to
Okay, so we could. You think
Lonelywood.
we could do the night in Tourmaline, not the night in Targos?
Tourmaline might
Like, I
only be
figured it
like a
wouldn't-
couple hours. Double check.
Because we want to
Well-
take the road and go from A to C, then over to D.
Lonelywood is another 2 hours. So you could get there in 8 hours of travel, but if you want to explore a town, that might take up some time.
Do
So
we
you could at the
know
very least get to
what,
Tourmaline by night. Also blizzards and
Do we
stuff.
know what order? Do we know what order the murders happened in? Was it East Haven first, Bryn Shander, or was
Yeah,
it
he
going C?
told
A,
you which
C?
one came first.
Bryn Shander's the newest one.
Bryn Shander was 3 days ago. Let's see. It was okay. Halfling Trapper in East Haven, a human shipbuilder in Targos, 3 days ago, Dwarf Glassblower in Bryn Shander. So don't get really timeline on which one was first.
Okay.
Well,
I'm just curious if the caravan that's currently in Fair Koenig,
Well, they were headed
what
there,
their path
as last he heard.
yes, what path they would take in, because I imagine they're going directly from, like, they're probably making a round, going from town to town to town.
Oop.
At least that's what I would think.
Yeah, they would probably they would probably split off before you get to East Haven and then go to the cares. Most people travel by the roads because it's safer.
The other
Exactly.
We're easier to see.
Mm-hmm.
if we go check out this beast up in the Lonelywood, isn't Targos on the way where one of the murders happened? So possibly we could
Yeah.
do some investigation there.
Yes.
This man works for. I wasn't paying that much attention, but if he's working for that caravan, we can find it.
The Torgs.
Torg's company, yeah.
Org's company.
By Torga Icevane.
I had Ice Fang. I said Ice.
Icevane. Icevane sounds a lot like you got ice in your veins. Or like a vein of ore, and they use an ice pick or
Probably more
something.
like the mining type.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Because dwarf.
I don't know. That sounded like a lot of work with not a lot of information.
Mm-hmm.
And I do find it sketchy, but we could, if we're going similar directions, we could at least ask some questions along the way.
Good talk in Targos. If they have anything, but we're not really going in the same direction as Koenig.
Yeah, it's the other
Well.
direction.
We could always try and stop by the Dwarven Valley after the Lonelywood, and then we'd be, halfway to Caer Koenig if, there's any roads from the Dwarven Valley.
It's not a very roaded area.
It is not. There are no roads. In fact, you would know this, Severage. There are no roads going to the valley. They are, from what you heard about the Dwarven Valley, they are shut-ins. They don't usually leave, except for to get like food or to trade iron.
Things go out of the valley, not necessarily into the valley.
Yeah.
So there is a mine, I believe.
In Tourmaline, there's a mine.
Yeah, we talked about. Yeah, that's where they
It's a gem mine.
Nick talked about it last week. I don't know. Sounded an awful lot like you were being hired to kill somebody.
At 100 gold seems a little light to kill somebody.
Definitely below my rate. I mean, yes.
Nick, you wanted to talk to the sheriff?
Yes. See what his thoughts on all this are.
Well, when you're finished with your breakfast, I'll accompany you.
Not much of a breakfast, but is what it is. When in Icewind Dale, as they say.
It's one of the few hot meals you can get.
I think it sounds like either way we're going to be leaving later this afternoon. Some
Well,
point today.
Yes, I was doing some tinkering this morning, and well, I made this, and I show off the bag that I bought last night. It's like it is now quite magical and can hold more of our gear. If so, Mr. Eric, if you wouldn't mind carrying our gear in this, it would reduce the weight of most of the items. I myself am not built for carrying heavy equipment.
The
Sure,
bag itself weighs 15 pounds.
Okay. And we can pretty much store whatever in it.
As long as you don't put
Anything that's not sharp.
Yep.
Don't put sharp objects in there because it'll break it, and then the bag is done for. I mean,
And actually, what
because
happens if you put a sharp object in there? Everything inside of it is gone. And you would know that, Nick.
Yeah.
It is gone.
Yep. And also, don't put another extra dimensional space inside of this one, because then we will be flung to who knows where in the astral sea.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Eric's face looks cross-eyed.
And Eric, so what you want to do is you can, I don't know if you can carry it.
Oh, no one's strong enough.
Because you can put your backpack, the blanket, your rations.
So
that
pretty
could save
much
you a little bit.
It would equivalate out. So I completely forgot, but I am encumbered. So I have what's my burden there?
Minus 10 to your movement speed. So you have
Minus 10, okay.
20 feet of movement. That's right. That's why you couldn't move very fast last time. So if you want,
Yep.
If you add a bag of holding, I'll add one.
So
to
bag
your...
of hold.
Or,
Oops, I
or
just
if you
dragged one
want,
over.
if you want to hand it to
I mean, if I do
Mr.
it,
Goliath
pretty much.
there, he can hang on to it. He's just not going to be helping you guys out immediately.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Draxius was going to come with us because he's not here.
Yeah, he might come to the town, but he's not going to help out with like investigation or like if you guys go investigate.
He can carry our gear for the time being.
So,
I just thought that Eric might be strong because he is a dwarf.
He is,
but not built that
but
way.
he's also wearing heavy armor.
Yeah.
So I'll just throw that on there. And it pretty much just like balances out the rest of what I'm wearing if I throw it in there.
So if you uncheck things, it'll start taking away.
Oh, does it? Okay.
The weight from them.
Can I stuff the backpack in there? Yeah.
So you'll still be encumbered.
Yeah, I'll still be encumbered, but it's fine. Yeah, dwarves normally had 25 movement speed, so what's 20?
Yep. But the morning is yours, dark outside, but lanterns, as you kind of glance outside from people coming in and out, lanterns are lit around town.
Sounds like you wanted to go talk to the sheriff. If we're
Indeed.
I'll go around and get some supplies and get us ready to go. Also, I IRL have to go to the bathroom. So
Fair enough. And actually, this would be a good spot for us to take a little 5-10 minute break. We can hop back into it. After you guys had gotten your breakfast and kind of talked about things you might potentially want to do over here, talking to someone about a murder. Yeah, what are you guys up to after eating? The dark morning is yours.
I would head to find Sheriff Markham.
All right. And Jack's going with him, I think, right?
Yes.
Anything Eric and Severage want to do?
I think that Nick Velm is probably smart enough to work his way around the conversation, so I'm gonna probably just go around town helping who I could.
Okay.
I don't necessarily need supplies, but for the sake of
Yeah.
we're going on a journey,
Just
we'll
double
do
checking and
a
like
supply run.
I gotcha. You would notice that Jack doesn't have a pair of snowshoes.
Noted.
If you want to pick him up some snowshoes.
Can definitely add
Or
that to
you also know you're going near a lake. I don't know if you're like lakes have ice.
We will be.
So if you need crampons, you can purchase some of those.
Ice skates.
It's just, well, the lack of ice, not
Those
skates.
claw things that they use in the lumberjack games to climb up trees.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But they are winter survival gear.
Those can't go in the bag.
Yeah, crampons are 2
They
gold
can-
each. They weigh a quarter of a pound. Snowshoes are 2 gold each. They weigh 4 pounds.
You said that was a magical bag. Can I throw all this dried up food in there?
Yeah. Go for it.
10 rations for the bag.
Oh boy.
Do we have a
I'll make a thing for what's in the bag if you
Shoes
want.
4
So
now?
can we just have people uncheck
Or
on
is
their
this
own
wrong?
inventory what's in the bag?
We can do that, yeah.
Snowshoes are
if you-
4, not 3.
Oh, what did I say? I just had it up.
You typed 4 pounds, but I have written 3 pounds from last week.
They are 4 pounds. I will say 3. I think 3 sounds more accurate. It's strapping tennis rackets to your shoes.
Pound and a half for each. Works out.
Yeah. But yeah. So Nick Velman, Jack, looking for the sheriff while Eric tries to help people out around town, and Severage does a supply run. Try and make sure you have everything you need. And we'll say the Goliath with you will we'll go with Eric to help out. He's big and strong.
Okay.
Eric, roll me a athletics check. While Nick Film and Jack do find where the sheriff is. It's not hard to find him. You just have to ask a couple of people, hey, you seen the sheriff? Like, yeah, over by the south gate. And kind of seeing him walking away from there. I lost his name. I was just there.
Markham Southwell.
Yeah. Markham Southwell. Darker skin, shaved head, bundled up. Gives you a nod kind of as you approach him. Hey.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Yeah, good. Fucking dark
We
as shit.
found, yeah, well, morning anyway.
Right.
Just had some questions for you. We had overheard some rumors in the tavern earlier about murders in certain towns, and that there was a recent one here in Bryn Shandor, a glass blower.
Yeah. It's not a
I was
rumor.
wondering if you all
No,
had
he
any.
died.
Oh, well, was there a suspect, perhaps?
We got a lot of shit to deal with. We don't have time to look into one murder. There's all sorts of
It
things
seems that
happening.
there might be a serial murder. If it has happened in multiple towns, one in Targos, one in East Haven, and one now in Bryn Shandor.
I can't speak to
We've
Targos,
been
but East Haven. It's good people there.
we've been sort of put on the scent, as it were, and
Put on the scent. What do you mean?
it's one of the bounty hunters from down south, I believe, has come up looking for someone and suspects them
Looking
of
for
these
who?
murders. Pacific Caltro.
I don't know the name. Who's looking for him?
Uh, this guy named gentleman Hein Trolltrotter.
Where's he staying at? He's staying
Well,
at the
he's over at
Northlook?
the yes.
All right.
So he informed us of this, and we told him we might take a look. And that's why I've come to speak with you to see if you had any information about the murder in town that might help us determine who was responsible.
We don't have a warrant out or any bounty out for anything, so I don't know why a bounty hunter would be looking. I wouldn't concern yourself with this.
Well, I mean, murders generally are concerning to the citizens, and we might be able to do some good if we stop this from happening in the future.
My good sir, all we are trying to do is ease the load off of your plate. You said you don't have time to look into this. We'll look into it for you.
I'm
We're
not.
trying just to
I'm not
do
looking to look
do
into
what's
it.
good.
I'm looking
Exactly,
to.
and we will do it for you. We're just looking to see if you have any indication of where we can start.
I'm not asking people to look into murders. I have a hard enough time keeping the walls up, keeping the fires going. I don't feel like you should be concerning yourselves with this. It does not bode well. I'll go have a word with this Hein. Kind of fellow.
Yes. I don't remember.
He was a gnome.
Gnomish sort.
Had a very obvious scar on his nose and a broken leg. Well,
But
don't. I wouldn't concern yourself with it any further. I'll have a word with Hein.
well, I mean, I am concerned. What I live here. What if I'm next? What if Jack here is next to be attacked in the
That's
streets?
what everyone's asking. You're not. I don't think any of them are connected. Just a random killing. Have a
They seem to
light
have the same.
investigation. I'll
They
handle
seem to
it.
have the same modus operandi, as it were. I believe there were hearts removed.
A
No,
big hole.
no. Listen, I'm not
Oh,
going to
just a rumor
discuss
then.
official stuff with you folk. I know you're citizens of the Ten Towns. I've seen you about, but it's not of your concern. You're not a part of the guard. We'll handle it.
Will you? You just spoke of how you had no resources available to handle this sort of thing. That you were busy with the wall and keeping things out of the town, which is quite admirable, and I have no qualms with such a thing.
If you're concerned about us not being part of the guard, you can deputize us if you want.
Are you going to stick around?
Throughout the 10 town, yeah.
Oh, no. I don't have any authority over the other 10 towns. Just Bryn Shander.
Well, then you can deputize us in the matter involving Bryn Shander.
Listen,
Just trying to help good men.
I understand. If you want to help, stay warm. Keep those around you warm. Don't worry about this one murder.
3.
Hearsay. I haven't been to those towns. They're not my concern right now. I'm worried about the people in Bryn Shander.
Think I can leave you to it then, unless you have anything else.
Stay warm, Cheryl.
All right. Kind of gives you both a look.
I'll shake his hand before I leave.
Uh, kind of oddly shakes your hand. It's cold. It's got big old gloves on, so it's not. All right. And just kind of shrugs and shakes your hand. Stay warm.
Once we get a distance away,
looks like he heads north.
Once we get a distance away, I'm going to ask like the next open shop where the like local glass blower was.
All right. Just go ahead and give me a general persuasion check.
Can I help him?
You can help him, so I'll give you advantage on it.
I needed it.
15. Yeah, they point you down the way. Nothing there now. Well, empty glass blowing shop. You didn't make good shit anyways.
I know that the frost and everything. What do they do with bodies in this town?
Burn them.
Just burn them. Okay.
You would probably in most towns they would burn bodies.
Yeah.
For warmth.
All right.
And usually there's like a bonfire. Not like a religious like bonfire, just like a bonfire.
I figured.
Mm-hmm.
For warmth, you just got the families through.
Uh-huh.
All right.
100%.
It smells like pork. All right.
Yeah, and they point you down the road to the glass blowers.
I'd like to investigate the glass blower's dwelling.
Nick, this is why I like you. Disobeying orders as soon as they were given.
I mean, he's not really in charge of me. We're not part of the guard. He said that specifically.
You're not wrong.
And as soon as we leave the town, we're not considered citizens either. They take our name off the list.
Approaching this small shop of looks like glass figurines and other assortments of glass like bottles and stuff set up on shelves that are like facing the window. Looks to be empty inside.
Can I try the door to see if it's unlocked?
The door is locked.
I'll try a window.
Window.
I'll try a wall.
The only window is like a shop window. So it's not like the kind that you would open.
Is there anyone out on the street?
100%. Yeah, this is like one of the bigger towns in 10 towns. There are definitely people on the street.
Okay. Is there a back door?
If you look around, you walk around back. No, there is not a back door. It's a fire hazard.
Yeah, well, I don't particularly want to try to break and enter, especially in the daylight, or not daylight, but
it is dark, but
there
are lanterns lit all around, and they're like enough to kind of light up the town. but none in here. You can see like through the window like a kiln in the back. A small shop.
Is there a window in the back?
No, there is not.
Nick, do you have any kind of tools to get this open?
I might be able to get us in. All right, I'm going to stride around the front, like
Okay.
I own the place, kind of deal. Like because I'm also, noble. So it's like, this is perfectly normal. I now own this building, kind of deal. Kind of acting, and just go up there like I'm using a key, but use my thieves' tools.
All right. Give me a sleight of hand check and give me a deception check.
Sleight of hand, 12.
All right.
Deception check, 14.
All right. Try to
Okay.
use your thieves' tools to pick it open. It's still locked.
Hmm,
Are you trained in thieves' tools?
I am.
Does thieves' tools
Would that give me a...
yeah, you have advantage. Your action's a 15. Proficiency gives you advantage. Anybody can sleight of hand pick a lock.
That is true.
Tools give you advantage.
Well, fair enough.
I don't
with
know
a
if 15 changes.
15
anything, but
does. 15 is the DC.
Okay.
It takes you a minute, but you do pick the lock.
This cold is really, damaging to the locks around here.
And the door creaks open. As it does, you are met with a much colder interior than it is outside.
Hmm.
Like it's probably like
Burr.
-10 outside. It's probably like -30 inside.
Does the door lock from the inside, or does it require a key on both sides?
It's a key lock. There's very few like bolt locks. But
Okay.
this one doesn't have.
Is there a mechanical latch on the door? Or
No, it's just the key lock. But you enter a small store with various glassware about and like a counter, and behind that you can see a
I'm
kiln.
gonna try to lock it back
All right, give me a sleight of hand
while
check.
we're in here.
Jack's,
16.
You lock it
Jack's
back.
gonna walk around and kind of touch and look around at all the glassware.
Yeah. And you do
I'm
see
gonna be
by
looking
the
for-
kiln some dried pile of blood.
Yeah,
like
that's
a
what I was going to
mark.
look for. I was going to look for the murder scene.
Yeah.
And then investigate and looking through, like, I want to first investigate the murder scene and see what I see. Like, I also have, medicine, so if that helps determine, like, how he was killed or anything, even though it's an old
it's just blood.
and there's no just blood.
And it's like it's 3 days old at this point. It would be
All right.
You can give me an investigation check of like looking over the scene to see if anything seems off. Yeah,
24.
With a 24. You would see a couple of like log books on the desk there, or on the like counter. And just this kind of like dried cold blood frozen over. And everything in here is covered in like frost. It's not like a thick layer. It's just this like everything you touch is cold and like kind of leaves prints a little bit if you touch it. But it's next to the kiln.
Is there one? I was going to say, is there a space that as it gets colder that we get closer to?
No, it's just
It might be causing it to be cold.
It's just this entire room. But nothing really seems like to stick out terribly.
Mm.
At least like it's like there's some blood there. Yeah.
You think any of this glassware is for sale?
Well, not anymore. I don't know who would own it once the proprietor was murdered. Perhaps the town itself? I don't know. But I'm not finding anything particularly damning about this murder. No clues as to who committed it. And, but this cold. Perhaps it did involve the Frostmaiden. It was much more chilly in here.
I did notice that. I just figured it was because there was no fire lit.
Well, it should still be at least the same temperature as the outside, I would believe. I don't know if there's much more to glean from sticking around, and I don't particularly want to be interrogated by the sheriff either. I'll say it's time to leave.
This is glassware. Are they like decorative pieces or are they
Yeah,
vases and glass?
it's mostly either
Like art.
bottles and then some like little miniatures, like a miniature mammoth or a miniature like penguin glassware.
They got any glassware, Steven? Like
No.
actual glass?
No.
Okay.
I don't think that they would use that kind of pipe. Most of, like a lot of like bone pipes and wood up here. Definitely a lot of like
I would like to take
scrimshaw stuff up here too.
I would like to stealthily look out the window to see if the coast is clear enough for us to exit.
Give me
Like there's no guards
give me a
around.
perception check.
18.
18. You do spot a pair of guards walking the street with a symbol of Bryn Shander on their shoulder. Giving you can kind of time it to exit if you want.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'll unlock the door with a 20.
Yeah. I would say at this point you know how to lock and unlock it.
Yeah. All right. And once we leave, I'll lock it back.
All right.
And then head to meet up at the inn.
Oh boy.
Well,
Fair
I guess
enough.
that's where we were meeting. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
I don't
you
think
guys
we
did-
were
you guys-
chose another spot.
That's a good meeting spot.
I know Heinz is going to be upset, but you know.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna be more than upset. Eric, as you're out helping people, helping a kind older halfling woman, bundled up, kind of like carry wood from outside in. She would kind of like offhandedly kind of tell you, "Oh, well, that helps my bones, you know. Not like could go for a pint of the mead. I haven't had any in a bit. Of course. Do you hear what happened in Goodmead?
Good maiden. I don't know. I've just only gotten here.
Oh, terrible stuff. Apparently the town speaker killed a 9-foot tall giant. Rumor has it the giant stole a whole shipment of the honeymead. Without which, you know, even the taverns around here, I can't get my honeymead. It's starting to go dry. Oh, they raised the prices at least. The only thing to keep me warm. I can't handle the ale.
You said this happened in Goodmead,
Yeah,
and a giant killed the speaker, you said, and ran off with their shipment?
yeah. A whole shipment of honeymead.
Perhaps
I-
there's something we could look into.
I know you probably prefer your dwarven ale, but I tell you what, that mead. There's a reason they call it good mead. Only thing keeping me warm in these winters besides that fire.
Dwarves appreciate any ale, as he slaps his belly. Come on, let's get an ale back at the inn.
Oh. And she'll kind of like, no, I can only have the mead. But I thank you kindly for helping me with the wood, and you too. I helped carry the wood. And you have my
Yes, you did,
thanks.
Sir Draxus.
As she kind of helps go inside. And as you guys do all kind of reconvene at the North Look Inn, you would see the sheriff heading out of the inn, kind of angry. As Nick and Jack kind of arrive, he'll look to them. Yeah. And keep out of it. Just says you that in passing and walks by. And as you all do arrive inside the tavern, you would see the limping form of Hein Trolltrotter heading up the stairs, mumbling and grumbling to himself. But you do reconvene.
Well, that didn't look like that was good for him.
Well, the good sheriff didn't have much good to say about the murder. Didn't want anyone investigating it. Don't know if that says anything more about him, except that he might have slightly poor character. But I doubt that he takes kindly to bounty hunters. But we did do our own investigation, and weren't able to determine much. They cleaned up the scene quite well, and the only thing off about it was very, very cold inside the glass blowers establishment. Like much colder than the outside. So there may be some involvement with the Frostmaiden. Is the only thing that I could think of. I couldn't determine a cause of the chill.
Perhaps the gnome was speaking the truth then. Well,
He may be. It is yet to be seen. Perhaps the next town will be more forthcoming the details, but I doubt it. This seems to be one of the nicer establishments in this waste.
speaking of, by the way, I was helping an elderly halfling, and she was telling me about the town of Goodmead, and apparently their speaker was killed there by some giants who ran off with their shipment, and they're in need as well.
Quite odd. Goodme doesn't have a wall, does it?
No.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Goodmead is a small settlement.
And it is the opposite direction of the way Letters wanted to go.
Seems we have choices to make.
You
I wouldn't
got leads
mind.
in every direction.
I wouldn't mind going the way Letter suggested to the forest, because that would lead us to Targos, or by that way. We could stop in that town and check out this other murder, and then make our way and find this killer moose, as it were.
Well, as much as it is a shame to lose out on ale or mead, I think helping people with a dangerous beast is probably the way to go.
Were there any more rumors about the speaker being killed? Or was it just that one woman?
Just the one woman. It's not the biggest
Okay.
news
Yeah, I figured that a speaker being killed would be big news.
It's good mead though. It's not.
Yeah.
It's like I said.
Okay.
It's not a big town. It's Let me see how many people are there.
Built around the meadery.
Yeah, essentially, like that's what it's got. Population of 100.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's tiny. It's a hamlet. Friendly folk, but not much there besides the meadery. But also currently leaderless. It's about, I would say, Severage, you would know it's about 6 hours away.
Right. Jack, I got shoes for you. If we're going to leave, you're going to need these.
Take him from you, hold him up. My friend, you sent out this gift. I treasure it. Thank you.
Well, don't step on it too hard.
Good joke.
Bundle of torches. Can we get these in that bag of yours?
Sure thing.
And I have an extra set of spikes, just in case. We shouldn't be going near ice, but if we are, I have an extra pair. Don't wear them at the same time you wear your snowshoes.
Just get like 4 pairs of crampons to put on the edge of your snowshoes.
Yeah. I was gonna say that my Nick Bell eyes light up. It's like, oh, what if I made snowshoes that had crampons and with
Yeah.
If we come to the point where we needed those, we're off track.
million gold idea.
Spiky flippers.
All right, well, I would say we're wasting daylight, but it's not the case.
It hasn't even gotten daylight yet.
Yeah, we're just wasting sleepless hours, I suppose.
I don't think we'll ever get used to this no sun business. And I'm a dwarf.
Are dwarves normally against the sun?
Well, yeah,
Well, if you spend your
but when you're above ground, you expect to see sun, right?
Well, the dwarves where I'm from, they're all over. They live in tribes, constantly moving.
All the dwarves I know live in the valley.
My dwarves, we tend to stick in the earth for wherever we're from, or
What is the earth called here?
Faerun.
We're in
Toril.
Tor-
Toril.
Toro.
Toro.
Faerun is the continent.
yeah.
all right, on to the next city, I suppose.
Well, as much as I would like to go stop a moose, I do, I mean, speaker of Goodmead was a right prick, but no one deserves to be killed by a giant.
Well, this beast could attack at any time. I guess a giant could come back at any time as well.
Well, we could go and check out the good mead, and then after that we could go check out East Haven, as they have a murder down there.
Goodmead doesn't have a speaker. That could disrupt the flow of Goodmead. Could ruin everything. Could have riots on our hands in a week.
I didn't know meat was so important up here.
Your options are mead or slightly flavored water.
Well, I suppose we should go fix the meat problem then.
Very well.
It might save more lives in the long run.
You opposed, Jack?
At all, wherever I can do good.
Well, I guess we can do good in good meat. Ah,
Can't promise you good, but we'll do something.
I'm sure Draxius would make some quip about himself being a giant. Be a good battle.
Want to go fight a giant? Want to go fight a giant? Maybe he'll see that Yeti yet.
Do you think it
I
was
have
a
a feeling a
Yeti?
giant exaggeration. We're going the wrong ways for Yetis.
Oh. I'd like to see a Yeti. We didn't see one last time.
Tend to stick to the west, away from everything else. Yes, if we go far enough east.
Yeah. Definitely over the Reged Glacier, you would hear tales of Yetis, and that's where the Reged tribes are at, too. But, so you guys gather yourselves with Draxius with you and take the east way to
Take the east way, or well, southish.
Yeah.
No reason to wander from the trail.
Yeah,
Mhm.
essentially there is kind of a cutaway, I think. Let me double check. Similar to there is for going north. Yeah, it's like a fork in the road. So with that, as you guys head eastward out of Bryn Shander, going on the east way, someone roll me. I might have lost it.
Wanted to do it. I haven't rolled at all yet this game.
Yeah, I'll let you do it.
I was going to say not it. I've had some good rolls, but I think they might be far gone now.
I think I rolled last time, so
Yeah,
Get it, Jack.
roll me a
roll that 8-hour blizzard. Let's
roll
go.
me a D8.
D8.
Or actually, roll me two 20-sided dice first. Sorry. You roll me a
2
D8.
D20s.
Roll me a D8 too.
All right. 2 4s on the D20 and a 1 on the D8.
2 4s on the D20s and a 1 on the D8. Let me see.
Really bad rolls, guys.
Hard rolls. There are no bad rolls.
Maybe it's the duration of these blizzards.
Rocks fall. Everyone dies.
What were the D20s again? I'm sorry.
4 and
Fours?
4.
Yep. Advantage or disadvantage. It's a 4.
All right. Roll me a D4. This is a complicated one.
2.
All right. Yeah. About 2 hours into your travel, a sudden blizzard strikes as winds swirl around you. You are on the trail, so it's not quite as hard to get lost traveling through the blizzard, but it is hailing and swirling winds around you as you find yourselves encapsulated by a blizzard.
We made it to the forested area.
Yeah, you've kind of made it to near the edge of the forested area. Yeah, it's 2 hours in.
Can we hunker into the tree line to get a little bit of cover from wind and everything?
Yeah, you absolutely can. Hunkering in a little bit. Lost it. Lost it. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. It was a do. Just double checking one thing. And you're hunkering down in the woods here. And still dark out as it hasn't quite gotten to light. Actually, you know what? It would be low light at this time. And as you're kind of hunkering down, just waiting this blizzard out, you would all see this kind of faint light from like nearby in the woods start to kind of swirl along with the blizzard around you. And you would all hear this faint on the wind kind of whisper, "This is the doom that awaits you." Just howl, and then it kind of turned into a howl. "This is the wind that, or the doom that awaits you." Howling on the wind as this light starts to approach, and you can see approaching you guys rather rapidly almost like a robed being of light. Boots, almost like this frosty explosion of light coming out from this cloak. The semblance of remains of hands, feet, legs, somewhat humanoid. And I'm going to bring you guys to a map. You said we got woods. See if this one will work. Yeah, as you guys kind of hunker down from near a frozen sort of, it is in the middle of a blizzard, frozen sort of stream. And I'll bring you guys to a map real quick while I start. Or if you guys, tell you what, you guys add your characters however you want near Draxius. As you start to hunker down in the blizzard. And it would be minimal light. So I'm going to change everyone's vision to 20 feet.
I do not have dark vision, if that matters.
It is low light here. Oh yeah,
Will matter.
I need to mess with your token, Nick Film.
How do I
I'm
play?
not a large character. I'm not a small character either.
That's because I made you a drawing.
They're tiny.
Character sheet, drag and
Yeah,
drop
you just
it
drag
onto
and
the
drop
map.
your character sheet over. And I can do it. And you guys move yourselves around that area. However, you're hunkering down.
It's cold when they get around this tree.
I'm in the tree.
Oh, you're in the tree.
Around.
Fair enough.
Where is the lighted individual coming from who's yelling at us?
You don't know. So at this at the point it arrives, you don't know where it's coming from. So just arrange yourselves how you would be hunkering down.
Could I do my best perception check of which direction I think it's coming from?
Well, I would say that as you're standing there, it wasn't like rushing towards you, just this light. It was coming from the woods. It's coming from the south.
Okay. I would position myself in front of people with my shield up.
And it actually gives off a little bit of light. So you would be able to see it a little bit. But with that, we're going to roll some initiative. Let's see if it works for them. It does. Good. Everyone rolled pretty bad except for Jack. As Jack, you are at first, as the wind's howling around you.
I will move 1, 2, 3. I'll move over. And
Switch it.
I will.
Hang on, it actually might do something at the start of your turn. Double check.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Okay. I'm gonna run forward and make a swing with my sickle. And yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right.
That's pretty good.
Attacking with your sickle. Sick 'em.
That is a dirty 20
That hits it.
for 5 points of slashing damage.
All right, as you slash into this creature, it does have a physicality to it, but it is cold. It is ice cold around it.
Does
Like
it seem like it's standing or floating?
it is actually standing, just barely, kind of like on its tippy toes, walking towards you.
Okay. That's my turn.
All right. That'll take us to Severage.
Oh, we've already engaged it.
Mm-hmm.
Just yelling, "This is your doom."
Mm-hmm. This is the doom that awaits
Yeah.
you.
The storm that's approaching. It is what it is. I'm gonna use my
Like
bonus
it
action.
itself is what we're going to become. That's the doom that awaits us, is becoming it.
Maybe.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to hide in this tree. I guess I'm already probably hidden in this tree. I'm gonna shoot first.
All right.
Fire my crossbow.
17 will hit it.
He's armed next to it, so
As you get your sneak attack for 15 points of damage. Yeah, your arrow strikes true. Kind of sticking in the side of it, and just like a little burst of light comes out of it.
then I'll use my bonus action to hide in this tree.
All right, go ahead and give me a stealth check. You,
Very good.
yeah, you like the tree's a little too thin for you, and you just kind of stand there hoping. Your arms are just sticking right out of it.
Reasonable.
Oh,
All right, that's my turn.
that'll take us to Nick Film.
I'm going to firebolt this creature.
All right.
No, I'm not.
A 9 is going to be a miss.
I'm just going to stay where I am. Oops. Oopsie.
That'll take us to this cold entity as it just kind of echoes out as the wind, as it swirls around. Doom! And as it says doom, I need Severage to give me a Constitution saving throw.
I'll just use my inspiration.
There you go.
Okay, cool.
All right, fair
Yeah.
enough. Getting a 5 on your Constitution save. This flash of light echoes out from this thing on the wind as the light kind of swirls around and flashes in your eyes specifically as you are blinded. And then you would see the surge of cold light try to slam into Jack. Getting a 23 to hit
That will hit.
as you take 16 points of bludgeoning damage
Mm.
and 11 cold damage.
What?
I'm down.
As it just swats into Jack as You'd see his shoulders instantly kind of freeze over, and he just slumps to the ground.
Killed up.
As hey, at least it wasn't full death. Could have been. Then the creature would then look towards you all. It blinded one. And Nick, you did shoot at it, missing it with fire. At that, a flash of light as it washes out towards you, Nick Vilm. Shoots a ray of cold light towards you. Getting a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
As you take 12 points of cold damage.
The hell, man. So
I do need
TPK
Jack to
on
I do need Jack to give me a Constitution save for dropping to 0.
I'll use my inspiration.
All right. You
It'll
don't
be a 5.
14.
a
16.
14.
16.
10 plus 2.
So what do we say? Constitution save.
Half damage. It's
Yep.
like concentration.
Yeah.
10 or
10
half damage.
10 or half damage. All right. You gain a level of exhaustion. That'll take us to Draxius. Draxius would just charge this thing, right?
1000%.
Draxius is going to charge the thing. I'll get it. As he charges towards this light, wielding his warhammer and shield. Or he can lay on hands.
I would probably yell that I would get Jack.
Is that what you would do? You tell him to get Jeff? Get Jack?
No. I would yell at him that I would get Jack.
Okay. He is going to then, lash out with his warhammer. Getting a natural 1. And he'll take that inspiration. As he swats out towards this creature. As the creature just kind of swirls along the wind a little bit. Even though it is corporeal and isn't flying, it does seem to kind of have this wind-like motion to it. Stay still. Taking us to Eric.
Okay. I am going to bonus. He's up next.
Yeah. He could roll a natural 20 on his death save.
No, I was thinking about what to do here.
Here's the
I
thing
was gonna
about
pull
death
him away,
saves,
but
too. He gets -1 to him.
he gets
Because he has a point of exhaustion.
Oh no. I'm gonna healing word him.
Okay. What's the word?
Oh
Word.
god. It would be the dwarvish word for heal. Whatever that would be.
Dwarf. Whatever word you want it to
Yeah.
be.
Where's Brian to speak German to us?
Yeah, some German word. Is what he always did.
Biolog.
There you
Sure.
go.
And level 1 for 5 points of healing.
All right, Jack, you have 5 points of healing as you're unconscious, feeling the icy grip.
He's short a D4 because it's the new heal.
Yeah, so roll me another D4.
What is it?
Now all
Healing- all
healing
healing
is
spells
I need
based.
to update your heals. I thought I did, but I can redo it.
Okay, so roll another
whenever
D4.
you level up, it resets everything.
So
So you get 6 points of healing. That's something.
I'll take them.
You are on the ground, Jack. And Eric, you still got an action.
I'm going to raise my shield and take the dodge action.
Smart. I'll take us to Jack.
Well, this is cold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stand up. Uh, and I will raise up the sickle again. Is this thing is this entity looking hurt at all?
I
It
don't think we did any
it's
damage.
you did do some damage. It's looking. I forgot to do the thing to your tokens. We talked about it last time, and I forgot to do it.
Oh, the highlight or whatever?
Yeah.
Well,
Can see Jax now.
Yep. Because I meant to use your last tokens and use them to just copy on them there. Anyways, it seems like you're doing some damage to it as you cut into it, like it was a arrow to it, and you cut into it like bits of light almost exposed from its body.
Okay. I will raise up my sickle and I'm gonna come down with the sickle. Not actually make an attack with the sickle though.
I got you.
I am going to quicken spell uh, a shape water. And I want to move the snow down so that she's kind of like entrapped in the snow.
Okay. Uh, Give me a charisma check. I'll say versus its strength check.
And then for the exhaustion, what were the
Oh, so
rules?
actually, it would just give me what's your spell DC. We'll just do it that way.
Uh,
That's easy enough to do, and it'll just roll a strength to kind of like a
thir-
grapple.
13. And what was ours? 12.
All right. So
What was the
it got a
exhaustion?
20, minus one to everything
No, why do I have it? What was the rule
because you
on
got
that?
knocked unconscious.
And it's just and then if I roll under it, I have to roll on the wounds.
if you roll under it, you have to roll on the wounds table.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So you passed it, but you just get an exhaustion.
Yep.
And it seems to kind of unaffected as it kind of swirls up over the snow.
Okay. And then kind of at the same time as all this is happening, I'm coming down with the sickle, and out of the sickle, I'm gonna sorcerer's burst.
All right. Is that a ranged spell attack? Or you can do it as melee, maybe?
I think it's just it's a
Or is it a saving throw?
I'm making an attack roll on it.
Okay. It is a range, so it would be at disadvantage.
Okay. Wow. God. No, I missed.
What'd you get?
2 on the die, -1 is 1, +5, I rolled a 6.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, that is a miss. As this burst of energy arcs out as the snow builds up around it, it just kind of disappears on the winds of the blizzard.
The fuck was that? I'm gonna kind of. I don't want to stumble back, but I'm gonna stumble back.
It will take an attack opportunity against you.
Yep.
Getting a 12 to hit.
That hits.
All right. As you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Down again.
And 12 points of cold damage. I need another constitution save.
19.
All right, you are good. You take 1 point of exhaustion though.
Yep.
That's 2 for Jack. Taking us to Severish.
I am
Or
currently
Laris.
blind,
As
I
you are
believe.
blind, yes.
All right, so I'll just use my action to try to recall any information I can about these creatures.
Yeah, give me a Arcana check or religion.
Well, I'm better at nature, but I'll give it to you. Yep, sounds about right.
What would it be if it was nature?
+1 instead of -1, so 6.
Okay. You don't recall anything about this. You've heard of ghost stories about icy creatures in the blizzards. Probably Oral's doing. That damn Frostmaiden.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Damn.
I'm gonna hide in a tree because I can't see
As you
anything.
try your best to stay hidden, go ahead and give me a stealth check. Yeah, you feel it's hard to tell, but after, well, you're still blind at the end of your turn, but it's at the end of its turn that you're unblinded. But you feel confidently hidden. Taking us to Nick.
Firebolt.
Eh.
Well, that's what I rolled last time.
9 is going to be a miss. Unfortunately. Anything else for Nick as you blast it with fire?
Gonna move. Can't tell how far I'm moving, so it's about 125, 30. See if I can get out of its range.
Nah. Maybe. We'll find
Dang
out.
it.
That'll take us to its turn. As it kind of lightly lashes out towards Jack. It's going to turn towards just kind of ignoring Draxius. Turns towards Jack. Or not Jack. Turn towards Eric.
Time to kill Jack.
Yep. As it tries to slam into Eric, getting a 10 to hit.
It misses.
And then does the same. Getting a 18 to hit.
Is that a disadvantage?
That is a disadvantage.
That
As
hits.
opposed to a 22. As you take 15 points of bludgeoning damage
Oh no.
and 16 cold damage as it just grips through your armor and you just feel this ice embed into your chest.
I am down.
I need a constitution save.
Dude, Steven, you remember we're level 2, right?
I do. Go and roll me a d20.
I get that this game is supposed to be hard, but damn.
Let's look
Oh.
up.
Things are
I hope that's good.
one-shotting all of us.
A nat 20 is great as you have a minor scar.
Okay.
That is the best one.
Where did he hit me for the scar?
You tell me. On your I imagine him kind of swiping through and just scraping across your armor as that cold kind of embeds in your chest. So you might have a little ice burst above the chest in your armor.
I'm gonna say that since my shield was raised, he just hit me full on in the face, took off my helmet, and I have a nice gash on my face.
All right, fair enough. But then it does turn towards Draxius. Actually, Nick, you shot it again. It's gonna try and blind you. As light shoots out. Actually, you might be too far. Yeah, you're too far. It will try to blind Draxius then. And Draxius is actually unaffected by this. As the light shoots out towards him, try to blind him, he doesn't even flinch. That will take us to Draxius, who will walk over to Eric and is gonna lay on hands for 5 healing.
Okay.
As you get 5 health back, as you just feel this cold light kind of touch you for a moment. as life breathes back into you. He doesn't have any bonus action stuff other than smite. Actually, you know what? No, he's gonna cast Healing Word on you
Okay.
instead. So still staying from where he is. Like, get up, Eric. You're missing the fight. And he's going to heal you for. I don't think he's got another thing for it. +2, 8 points of healing.
Nice.
Hey.
And then he's going to swing his Warhammer at this thing. Hitting. As he. Well. Probably doesn't want to push it. Or he can push it back a little bit. Kind of swing it back this way.
Eric's prone. Just knock him over.
As he will also pump a Divine Smite in there. For 15 points of damage as this light kind of shines. This is probably the first time he's done a smite. He didn't get a chance to use it last time. And he can actually re-roll that 6 bludgeoning damage. So he does 20 points of damage to it, just knocking into this creature. As its light does dwindle a little bit, kind of flickers and looks out towards him. I'll take us to Eric, as you are down on the ground. Or Jack, Jack, you didn't get healed for 5. That was Eric got healed for 8.
Oh, I didn't get healed at all.
No, I misspoke. Because your names both end in CK, so I keep looking up and seeing the names. And it's like, yeah, Eric, Jack, Eric. Jarek.
Thank you, Sir Draxus. Beolark.
As he pumps another healing word into Jack. 2d4. And that's +3, so 8 points to you, Jack.
Nice.
I will
Go back to the hells, you demon.
Oh.
I thought that was available as a cantrip.
It is. That's why I said, ooh. Wisdom save. Got a big 11.
Okay.
Roll me
So
a
that
d12.
2.
Hey, it's still something, as you would see its light kind of flicker, and part of it kind of like dim for a second before it kind of shatter, like ripples, and part of its skin seems like darkened skin seems to come off, and more light is exposed, as this thing is almost entirely light at this point. Anything else for Eric?
I think I'm going to stay back after that last hit.
All right. You did see that it can shoot cold lasers. Taking us to Jack.
I get up again, stand over here next to Eric. I look down at my sickle. Got a fucking magical sickle. Awesome. I'm gonna swing down with the sickle again. Before I do that bonus action, innate sorcery. I don't notice it, but my hair kind of starts to glow.
What
like
color?
just a red.
Okay.
Red. It's kind of like it becomes like
Enhances.
more. Yeah.
His hair's redder.
And I would think I think that like maybe around Jack, just like not too far away from his body, but where all the wind is coming, and the wind doesn't stop around him, but it changes direction, where it's
This kind of
just
swirls backwards in there, like in
yeah,
your immediate area, kind of.
you know,
Okay.
And as I swing down with the sickle, I cast Burning Hands.
All right. Big deck save. I got a 13.
Meets it. Oh, actually, no. It's -2. No, it's a 12 right now. It's
Yeah.
+1. Very good damage though. 16 points of damage, half to 8.
Nice. As you would see its cloak kind of catch fire for a brief moment before ice starts to kind of the blizzard that's swirling around you kind of starts to cling to it to help put the fire out. That's it making its deck save.
And that it will. That was 10. I don't have any more movement. We're good.
All right, that'll take us to Severage.
I can see now.
You can see now. And you
All
can
right.
very easily, even though this blizzard is the light that this thing is shedding can be seen very plainly.
Sure. Rub the snow off my face, and I will line up a shot.
All right.
Did I successfully sneak enough to
You
have
did.
advantage?
You did. You will have advantage. And your sneak attack. And also Draxius' thing. 19 will hit it.
Ooh,
As it
double
will,
ones.
It will take the minimum, just kind of like coming to from your blindness. It just kind of nicks the side of its cloak. Kind of, you can see a tear of white light emerge from it. Thing's looking hurt. Anything else for letters?
I'm gonna stay hidden in this tree. So bonus action hide.
All right. I will say disadvantage on hiding in the same source.
Take the small one then.
All right. With the 10, probably not super hidden, has kind of been here for a minute, and you've dug like the way the blizzard snow is landing. You can be seen. But that'll take us to Nick, way in the distance.
Let's try this firebolt again.
All right.
Third time's a charm, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's fucking 8.
It's even worse.
Oh my god.
Try something else.
Roll your D100.
Unfortunately, blasting fire in this blizzard, the blizzard kind of picks up your bolts of fire as it just kind of gets lost on the wind. You would hear the laughter of a feminine sort.
Yeah, I guess I do deserve to be laughed at for this showing. Oh.
Being pelted and freezing cold. Anything else for Nick?
Still worried that I'm too close to him. I'm gonna move away a little bit more.
All right. Nah, you're still close enough. I'm just fucking with you. You don't know how close. You know.
I will run.
But that'll take us to the creature as it turns towards the big Goliath as it tries to slam into him. Getting a 14 with its first attack. And an 8 with its second. As it will then use its blinding light on Eric. Eric, I need a Constitution save. As
Inspiration.
you do get inspiration as that light arcs out towards you and you are blinded. And it kind of whooshes around to kind of bring you all in this cold light. And the closer you are to the light, the colder it gets. And at that point, Draxius will pull out his Warhammer, still out. Take another big old swing. Getting a 22 to hit. Uh, Stay back, and kind of pushes it back away. Dealing, and I think he is out of slots. So he's gonna do regular damage. Reroll that, take the better of the two. 9 points of bludgeoning damage as this creature is definitely flickering. Even the light and the darkness just kind of like losing its swaying. Uh, it's hurt bad. I'll take us to Eric.
Okay.
Draxius would probably follow it too, like to be close to it, like kind of protecting.
Being blind, I'm gonna say I don't know where this thing went.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna reach out for Jack's shoulder. Jack, are you still hurt?
Oh, very much so.
He'll reach into his medical bag, pull out some supplies. Rub this on the wound. As he'll give you a healer's kit.
You just give it to him.
Well, no, he's
You're
doing the
using
healing.
it. I got you. So he can use a hit dice.
Correct. Plus your proficiency bonus.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because you're a healer.
Ooh, nice. 8.
All right.
And let me take down one use off the healer's kit, and I will be done.
All right. That'll take us to Jack.
Move forward after getting all this goopy stuff all over me. This magical axe is awesome. Swing down again, another burning hands.
All right. Love a good magical X. Got a 17 on its save. It's its worst save, and it's just rolled good every time.
Oh, good. Oh, on this one I rolled like shit. 5 points of damage.
So
Half to 2.
it'll take 2 points. Seemingly, again, your fire as it blasts from your sickle just kind of gets lost on the wind, just barely touching the side of it. It doesn't seem super effective against it. It just seems regular. As much effect as you would expect from fire. Anything else for Jack?
Moving over to the other side of Eric. I'm over here now, buddy.
All
That's
right.
it.
That'll take us to letters. Unsuccessfully hidden last time.
Yeah. I'm still going to line up a crossbow shot.
All right. You do have sneak
No
attack,
advantage.
just no advantage. Yeah.
Attack.
Nat
about
20.
Well done, sir.
Nice.
How do we want to do
Let's
sneak
go.
attack of the crit? Because I know we were doing max damage
I would
plus
say
dice.
sneak attack would just still be max too. So roll your
Okay,
regular crossbow with sneak attack damage if you can.
Oh,
And we'll
it's
add
gonna, I was
18
just
to
going
it?
to do
or 22.
8 plus 6 plus
Oh,
3.
14. Okay, I got you.
Oh, 8 and 6 is 14. 3 from Dex. So plus another 8 plus another 6.
Gotcha.
Another 5. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 22.
22 points of damages. As you shoot this crossbow out, hitting it dead center mass of this creature, whatever it may be, light just starts to kind of crackle through it as it bursts and kind of spreads its arms out as light explodes out of it. The cloak.
As it's bursting, I'm going to pull out my light crossbow and I'm going to shoot at it too.
Okay.
Nope, got an 8.
As it,
Holy shit.
the cloak gets kind of scattered along the wind as the creature disappears. And you would all hear, "It's coming," on the wind as it kind of just like leaves the area.
I did so much work there.
What happened? Is it still here?
As you are now no longer blinded after a moment, Eric.
Oh. Oh, we got it. Oh,
Jack
er,
is just looking at his sickle.
Torrential,
Eyeing it.
torrential winds all around you. Cool.
It's still blizzard.
Still blizzard.
So, with Jack saying that he's got this fancy sickle, can I know what he really is?
It looks like a shitty farmer's sickle.
Can I determine what Jack really is?
Give me an Arcana check.
Let's see if I can get above an 8.
You
I got an
can.
18 on this one.
Great with the
Alright.
skills. With an 18, you've heard tale of innate magic just happening at random. They wouldn't like in the fantasy world they wouldn't tell the difference between like sorcerer, wizard. Like they would just it's all the same, but not necessarily book learning. But definitely there's different ways to get magic. You have your own ways. But some just have innate magic within them that just sometimes in moments of dire need just happen. Kind of like mutants in X-Men.
Yes. I mean, I would imagine that they would have a name for them, like wizards and sorcerers inside the fantasy world themselves to distinguish,
Probably less so, because like at least to the common folk, you might know like being with an 18, like might call them a specific type of mage, sorcerer, or it might be in his blood, might be there's different ways to access it, but you're not sure exactly what that is. But
Jack, I see
something
you're
in
a
him.
red wizard.
No, me. No, not at all. No, I guess I just got lucky with this the sickle here.
That is a useless piece of farming equipment, Jack.
Did you see what it did?
You, sir, did that. That came from you.
what are you two harping on about? I didn't see anything.
Yes, you did. But before you were
He made
blinded.
fire.
I was
Yeah,
unconscious.
Oh. Oh. Well, yes, he was able to do some fire magics.
Fire. We could use some right now. It's kind of cold.
Freezing.
I can do fire magic too. Just wasn't that great this time.
Perhaps we should take a minute to patch ourselves up if anybody still needs it.
We're not going anywhere anytime soon, so
Yes, the blizzard rages on.
Jack starts to just swing the sickle around and cast shape water and just turning to kind of just form a little bunker protection
Okay.
from the elements.
Fair enough.
Jack, try doing it without the sickle. Just use your hands and your
It's his
mind.
spellcasting focus.
Oh, that is fantastic. I'm still going to encourage him to do it without the sickle.
I mean,
Just to be like,
Sure. Here, do you want to hold on to it?
yeah.
I'll hand off the sickle and start waving my hand around.
Does it work?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to swing the sickle. Try.
Does
No,
it does
doesn't
does
work for
does,
me.
does it work, Jack?
It does.
As he's kind of watching it happen, you see the snow start to kind of bend almost.
This
See, I told you. Magical sickle.
I don't.
Best not dwell on it.
Sure. All right, I'll hand the sickle back to him.
Thank you.
That's not how that works. I know it's not how that works.
You said you could do make a little fire, get this a little warm.
Well, we need some kindling. So take out my hand axe and start taking off like bark from the tree over there.
It is
Get some low limbs.
so wet. It did.
I've got
It's
magical fire that I can
yeah.
keep doing with a cantrip.
It'll take a while, but you
It,
can get
yeah,
the semblance of a fire going
yeah.
in your kind of little cover
And
culvert
it's
that
gonna
you
be
make.
like so smoky.
Mm-hmm. It's not going to be great, but it's going to be warmer.
Yeah.
And with that, as you kind of take cover from the blizzard, not but a little over 2 hours out of Bryn Shander, that'll be where we'll end tonight.